talk the talk and walk the walk.
It's God-given ability.
A little cocky and arrogant at times.
Just want to come out there and make a statement.
He makes the catch for a Texas touchdown. He didn't get in. He stopped at the 1 yard line.
It took, every last man in our locker room.
Every win's a great win in the National Football League.
Hi, everybody, and welcome into Week 2 of NFL Primetime. So glad you are here with us once again. Trey Wingo alongside factor-back Merrill Hodge and Trent Dilfer, who still drops dimes to this day. Lots to take you through everything that went on Sunday at Week 2 of the NFL, but of course it wraps up with the Monday night game coming up later right here on ESPN. Super Bowl champion Saints in San Francisco for the Niners home opener. And for team reports, we send it out to Susie Colber. And Susie, everybody talks about the Saints offense, but that defense has been pretty good lately.
And this defense now mirrors the offense as ultra aggressive. And like the offense has their quarterback in Drew Brees, the defense has their quarterback in middle linebacker Jonathan Vilma, who also has the ability to check out of plays. I asked him how often he does this. He said 20 to 30% of the time, unless it's against a great quarterback, like let's say Peyton Manning in the Super Bowl, where he checked out 50% of the time, out checking the check master against a less experienced quarterback like Alex Smith tonight. He said when the defensive play comes in, they just get after it. Trey, they will be getting after Smith tonight.
All right, Susie, thanks. And they certainly got after Brett Favre, not only in the Week 1 win, but also in the NFC Championship game a year ago. And, the defense has made its name for itself, and obviously Drew Brees is a phenomenal quarterback. But that offense of New Orleans, Trent, is better when they run the ball consistently.
They are, but we associate this explosive New Orleans passing offense with the passing game because they're always lighting up the scoreboard. But they know how to run the football, and they do it a little bit differently. You got to remember, the New Orleans Saints opening week against the Vikings only ran the ball 3 times for 9 yards in the first half, but they threw it 21 times, and that allowed them to come out in the second half and pound the rock, and they did it very creatively. Look, they come out, Reggie Bush, Jeremy Shockey pass all the way, and they run the draw play, the second play of the second half for a big gainer. But look what happens. Jared Allen up in the air with the pump fake. The second level defenders retreating back. Big, wide lanes to run the football. It's not how you run it, it's what you accomplish with it. Now the backfield action, Reggie Bush coming around, little bells and whistles. What's this do? Look what does it Jared Allen. His eyes immediately in the backfield. Does Reggie have it? Does Pierre Thomas? He stumbles right there. Allows him, the first time he makes contact, 5 yards down the field on Pierre Thomas. The other thing too, and Merrill, you know this. It's when you run the football. They get the ball on their own 12 with 5:32 left, 5 carries, 22 yards in that drive, milk all 5:32 off the clock, never get back to the Vikings. This is a physical football team when they want it.
What I do like is they don't panic. Last year against the Miami Dolphins, they were behind. What they do? They come out and run it with the ball like 8 straight times. So it tells that they believe this gets them back in games as well.
That prolific offense last year, highest scoring in the league, was better when they had a good balance between run and pass instead of when they slung it all over the place. Okay, so the Saints are off to a good start. The same cannot be said for the San Francisco 49ers. They go to Seattle, lay an egg. There's all kinds of issues. Mike Singletary calls a team meeting. What to make of all of that? For what they expect in the home opener tonight, we say hello to Michelle Tafoya. Hello, Michelle.
Well, hey, Trey, last week at Seattle, Alex Smith had to call and burn 3 timeouts because he wasn't getting the play call in time. Now, normally what happens is offensive coordinator Jimmy Ray calls the play down to quarterback coach Mike Johnson, who relays it into Smith. That's not uncommon, but in the interest of streamlining that tonight, Alex Smith will wear a wristband for the first time in his NFL career. On that wristband, the plays are numbered. So rather than having to call in the entire play, they'll just call in a number to Smith. He'll find it on the wristband, run the corresponding play. Now, he's been practicing this since Thursday. He thinks it's going to help a lot. I guess we'll find out tonight, Trey, if it really does make a difference.
Thanks, Michelle. And I guess it does make sense. Run 4, look 4, go 4.
That's what I do with my red team. Baby.
Exactly.
We got 39 plays, brother.
And hopefully,
call 6 a lot of them.
Hopefully, a lot of those numbers will have the words Frank Gore next to them, because that's going to dictate this offense more than Alex Smith or anything else.
You guys have already talked about the Saints, how important the running game is to Drew Brees. Now, if it's important to Drew Brees, what do you think it is to Alex Smith? That is something that is most vital for the 49ers. And it really starts line up front. And when they don't have a big and they don't win, the 49er offense is almost done, and they struggled against Seattle. Here's a good double team. The double team, you got to get movement, and you got to get to the second level because the guard's going to be coming around, and he's got to get this linebacker dug out of the hole. Well, you get no movement on the double team, so now your guard has to go deeper in the backfield. You get nobody off to block the second level linebacker. That linebacker's now in the hole, taking on the guard, and now you've got a crack there. You don't have a seal here and a seal there, and a free defender to tackle Frank Gore. They got whipped at the line of scrimmage against Seattle. That cannot happen tonight. For them to establish and set their offense, Frank Gore has to get rolling. If he does that, then Alex Smith can compliment him. Then they have that word that we like to talk about, balance. Then they can control the tempo of this game and have a shot to win.
And here's why that's so important, because history tells us that Drew Brees is probably going to light it up tonight. In his last 3 appearances on Monday Night Football, 11 touchdown passes, only 1 interception, and a passer rating well over 150. They're going to have to score, San Francisco, to stay in this game. We're just getting started here. Did Mark Sanchez actually outplay Tom Brady down the stretch? We've got the Jets-Patriots issues. Plus, the Manning Bowl was really like a noogie fest. Peyton just pounding Eli and company, as did the Colts defense. Plus, the Vikings offense, sometimes it looked like milk. The expiration date may have passed. Primetime rolls on.
NFL Primetime is brought to you by McDonald's. I'm loving it.
Monday Night Football live on ESPN America kicks off with an NFC showdown. Drew Brees and the defending Super Bowl champion New Orleans Saints head west to battle Frank Gore and the San Francisco 49ers. Coverage starts tonight at 0100 CET with Monday NFL Countdown. Monday Night Football live on ESPN America, home of the NFL.
I'm just thankful to be here, and thank God again. Thank you all. I appreciate it so much. Thank you.
Tim's got the ability to make the level of play of everyone else around him better.
Yeah, it got pretty emotional, and then running out, it was special. It's a memory that I'll always have.
In the 2010 NFL Draft, the Denver Broncos select Tim Tebow.
Josh McDaniels went out and bought a $200 bottle of wine.
The Bronco coaching staff are excited about his leadership and his unique skill set.
You know, not everybody has to like you. Only one team has to like you.
This is what we have been waiting for.
Oh, is that beautiful?
Oh, my. Oh, wow.
Not too shabby. Woke this crowd up.
When you can move like that, great things are going to happen.
If you could harness the electricity in this place today, we'd never pay another energy bill.
How do you like me now?
Wow. You got to admit, this is kind of fun to watch right now.
Hey, Matt.
Oh, hey Josh, what's up, man?
You got the new network password?
Yeah, you ready?
Yeah.
1111,
yep.
36, trips right, flip empty, scat 322, stick lion, alert, triple right, flop empty, scat 22, hunt on 2.
Thank you.
To NFL Primetime.
Welcome back to NFL Primetime. Trey Wingo here with Merrill Hodge and Trent Dilfer. Guys, the Jets were about as bad week 1 of the regular season as the Patriots were good. So with all this drama in the New York, New Jersey, Connecticut metro area, it certainly didn't seem like it was going to be a recipe for a happy day at the new Meadowlands Stadium for the home team. They're going 3-0 in their first series. Mark Sanchez and company looking to bounce back, and that's a toss to Braylon Edwards for a first down. Later in the drive, Sanchez, a little pump fake, avoids some rush, and a little flippage to LaDainian Tomlinson for a first down. Now, the Jets were only 1 of 11 on 3rd down in that Monday night loss, and here's a 3rd and 3 conversion to Braylon Edwards for a touchdown. Sanchez showing versatility. Jets tie the game at 7. Third quarter, Jets back up in their own end, 3rd and 1, and oh, look at the fake, the boot, and the easy throw. No, goes over the top to Dustin Keller for a 39-yard gain. That would lead to a Jets field goal. They're down by a point, 14-13. And then 2nd and 6. Sanchez again, Trent on the move.
Does a great job throwing the ball on the run, stays on balance, even moving fast.
Back to Jericho Cotchery, same drive, 2nd and goal. Once again, oh, you go, Jericho. They'd get the 2-point conversion, Jets up 21-14. Fourth quarter, just over 6 minutes left at the 1. He likes Dustin Keller.
Oh, does he?
Sanchez, 21-30, 3 touchdowns, career highs in both completions and touchdowns, and what a marked difference. They opened up the playbook, and the young quarterback responded. He struggled Monday night, but that's sort of the Sanchez we saw in their playoff run. He posted the 2nd highest completion percentage of his career, and again, set a career high with 3 touchdowns, and look at the difference on 3rd down, 5 of 9 for 74 yards. Okay, that was the matchup for the two teams. Here was the battle within the battle. Darrelle Revis called Randy Moss a slouch, but he had the issue with the hammy, so it was slouch versus the island in the 2nd quarter, tied at 7. Slouch. Come on. That's a great catch, guys.
It makes it look as easy as anybody in the history of our game. Look at this. I love this. Our hands already up. I got him. I got him, Coach.
No, he
got
it
up to my point. I'm going to get it.
150th career touchdown of his career. Now, Revis would have to leave the game at halftime with a leg injury. He's got a strain. He could miss 1 to 2 weeks, but he's not ruling himself out of the Sunday night game against the Dolphins. So what about Antonio Cromartie on Randy Moss? Tom Brady trying to exploit that, and instead Brady is exploited. Cromartie with the interception ruled down at the 3-yard line. Once again, trying to lock on to Brady on Cromartie, and it's tipped, and Brotney Poole comes out of nowhere. Cromartie holds Moss to no catches as the Patriots really work New England in the second half, 28-14. When you look at the way this game changed, it was really after halftime. Trent, what did you see in how the Jets managed and how Mark Sanchez managed himself after the break?
We almost have to go back to week 1, and everybody's panicking that Mark Sanchez isn't ready for the big lights. But how you raise a young quarterback in this league is so important. You got to give him opportunities to succeed in the passing game. Most of those good opportunities come on early downs, 1st and 2nd down, and the Jets did a great job giving Mark Sanchez opportunities on those early downs. 2nd and 2, you spread the formation, you trust your quarterback, you get a little strong side pressure, little pick and stick throw on the out route, but what do? You get a 1st down on 2nd down, not living in 3rd down. Now you go offset eye strong, looks like run, everybody thinks they're going to run the ball, little downhill action, and Sanchez delivers the dime down the middle of the field to Dustin Keller. Chunk yardage. Switching the football field. And in the red zone, a bunch formation. This is beautiful right here by Mark Sanchez. Brandon Edwards looks open to you, but the backside safety is there baiting Mark Sanchez. He passes it up, puts a little touch on the throw, his 2nd receiver in the progression. You gotta understand, week 1 against the Ravens, 9 1st and 2nd down passing opportunities for Sanchez. Yesterday, 22 opportunities.
Yeah. You know, and I think people would have to know that a Raven defense is a lot different than this Patriot defense. And when you look at the Patriots as a whole, they have corrected some of their issues, but some of them still exist. And when you look at them as a whole, there's not a lot of phases to this team. When you look at them as a team, it's Tom Brady and Randy Moss and their ability to throw the football. But offensively, that's about it. You know, you got Wes Welker in the slot. But the more phases you have to a team, the harder you are to defend and the better you are. That's why I think Sanchez played so well, too. There's a lot of phases to that game. You just saw what Trent did in the passing game. There's a lot of phases within that passing game, and they run the football. When you look at the Patriots, it is about throwing the football, and throwing the football.
Right.
They have other guys that can run the football, and they had balanced that against Cincinnati, and they lost that against the Jets. So some of it is self-inflicted, and some of it is magnified that defense is not like the Ravens were, and they still have some issues defensively that they got to iron out.
And one phase we certainly saw working for the Jets as well. LaDainian Tomlinson is running with a little energy.
He looked like he had an edge,
baby. In those legs. We'll see what happens. Again, the Patriots get Buffalo. The Jets head down to Miami for their first road game of the season next Sunday night. Speaking of Sunday night, Manning Bowl, the sequel. You know, they say the sequels are never as good as the original. First game was 26-21, close.
Drama.
This one, not so much. See ya. See ya, brother. Take care.
Yeah, well,
and as we said, it really wasn't either quarterback that dictated. How about the running game? A 12-play, 80-yard drive that consumed almost 7 minutes. Donald Brown with a 7-yard.
What has this team lacked in the last several years since Edgerrin James left? a physical presence in the running game. Peyton Manning under center, when he turns back to handle up, that's the physical element that they've lacked. They had it against the Giants.
This drive started on the 2. It was a dive for 8, a dive for 12, 2nd and 5. Peyton Trent clearly saw that the Giants were ready to defend the pass, and he just kept handing it off.
Oh, he was licking his chops, knowing knowing play action was coming. You know, some of those runs were out of the shotgun, those shotgun runs. It sets up this play right backfield, getting Dallas on the top of the defense. But if you look at why, put yourself in the New York Giants position. Safety has to come up and support the run. He's playing too deep. Now Aaron with no help where Michael Johnson's supposed to be. This is really pitch and catch for Peyton Manning and Dallas Clark.
They've done that before. That made it 14-0. Okay, so the running game of the Colts was better than the running game of the Giants, and the defense of the Colts, Robert Mathis and Dwight Freeney couldn't have been blocked with road graders in this game. They were unbelievable. Strip sacks and fumbles all the way around. That led to a touchdown. It was 24-0 at the half. Good night, everybody. Drive home safely. Oh, you want to play the second half? Fine. David Deal had no answer all night long for Freeney. It's a strip sack. Feely Mawala with a touchdown. 4 sacks, 3 turnovers. Colts cruise 38-14. When we continue on NFL Primetime, the Colts ran the ball, but for some reason that defies all of us, the Cowboys continue to not run the ball. It's a quarterback league, isn't it, Trent?
Yes, it is.
Well, how come the Steelers when they don't have a quarterback on their league? Primetime will try and answer that.
This September on ESPN America, temperatures are cooling down, but the action is here. The hunt for October is on as MLB's top teams gear up for the pennant races. Plus, it's that time of year again. It's back to campus as college football returns. And the new NFL season kicks off. Get ready for all the catches and all the glory. The brightest stars, the biggest games, all this month live on ESPN America.
To lift the trophy and call yourself champion is the dream of every college student athlete.
And Georgia Southern has won the national championship.
Don't miss any of the action at NCAA.com. Your home for all 88 NCAA championships, including over 300 live webcasts, highlights, scores, stats, and more. NCAA.com, where champions live.
It will be physical. Somebody gonna get hit.
The NFL is on ESPN America. Every Sunday, Chris Berman and the gang get you primed for all the matchups on the 25th season of Sunday NFL Countdown. Then, catch a triple header of the best games from across the league. And when the weekend's over, the action is far from it. Monday Night Countdown gets you pumped for Monday Night Football Live. So if you're looking for NFL action, look no further. We've got it all, including the playoffs, the Pro Bowl, and the Super Bowl. Football's best go head-to-head all season long, live on ESPN America, home of the NFL.
Welcome back to Primetime. I'm Susie Colbert at Candlestick Park with this team report. After leading the NFL in touchdowns, setting a record for completion percentage, and earning Super Bowl MVP, Drew Brees says he wants to get better. And it's all about being more efficient, especially in the process of preparation. Because if you do that, everything takes care of itself. But he still drives himself crazy, wondering if he's done enough all week. By Saturday, he can finally relax, and at game time, he's pretty much ready for anything the opponent throws at him, saying that I have the answer, and that confidence is what allows me to let loose. Trey?
Primetime rolls on. The Dallas Cowboys home opener. The invited guests, the Chicago Bears. Jay Cutler, well, mercy. Early on in this game, he was running for his life. DeMarcus Ware was unstoppable, undressing that offensive line on almost every play. Cutler was sacked once and hit 347 times. But then the coaching staff made an adjustment, and what an adjustment it was. Bears are down 7-3. Quick pass to Devin Hester, who's still fairly quick himself. Pick up a 19 yards and a first down. Next play, there you see the max blitz coming, and Greg Olsen and Cutler make them pay. 39 yards for a touchdown, Trent Dilfer.
One way to make a team pay when they're coming after you with casino pressure. That means they're all in. They're bringing the house. Is the quick throw, quick look pass. Greg Olsen over the middle. Jay Cutler, one step, bang, on him right now. Gets the ball out of his hands. Either the linebacker or the outside backer, Spencer, has to get a hand on Olsen to stop that. They don't
play, rather, on a 3rd and 15 that kept this drive alive. What a catch by Devin
Hester.
Hester.
And Cutler, what's a big throw, perfect throw. But you know what? When you look at Devin Hester, that has never played wide receiver. His eye-hand coordination allows him to be successful as a wide receiver.
Bears take the 17-14 lead. The Cowboys offense. That's a touchdown to Deshard Choice on a wheel route.
Got to make a good throw.
Got to set his feet. Broke down discipline, faded away on the throw. That's why the ball died on him.
Cowboys not on the same page. Now, David Beeler, remember, that was the big thing. We know he's great at kickoffs. Can he make field goals? No, hooks that one. So instead of being a tie game, they're down 3, and then the Cowboys driving late, trying to get something. Roy Williams fighting for yardage, but as we've seen the Cowboys do in both games now, the ball pops out. Bears go on to win 27-20. Cowboys fall to 0-2 for their first 0-2 start since the first year of post-Troy Aikman, 2001. And listen, it's all about adjustments within a game. And Mike Martz, the offensive coordinator for the Bears, has always been a great game planner, but game management sometimes eluded him. He did a great job on Sunday.
I thought, you know, he's been one of the best in football as far as designing offense, attacking with everybody. You know, Matt Forte's been a big part of what they've tried to do. You know, and oftentimes he's been criticized because he's felt that they don't do hot routes or they put their quarterback in a bad position. Well, the Kyle one we just saw, the touchdown, the hot route there, is a great example of the Cowboys falling asleep, a hot route, and a tight end being able to capitalize on that. Mike Martz designs offense as good as anybody in football. It's not his job to manage the game. It is Lovie Smith's. And so if Lovie Smith comes to him and they need to run the football a little more, they'll do so. But I thought his formation changes as well to neutralize the pressure they were getting early was also brilliant. He won't go on the scorecard, but he really helped his quarterback late.
He certainly did, and Jay Cutler seems to be thriving in that offense. On the other side of the coin, Trent, we have the Dallas Cowboys. Nobody seems to do less with more than Dallas. If you go by the box score, they have everything on their plus side, yards, first downs, time of possession, and they have nothing to show for it. And their run-pass ratio is ridiculous. Right now, Jason Garrett is making Andy Reid look like Don Shula in the 70s. 72% pass, 28% run on Sunday. What's going on?
Well, I think one thing, the numbers are a little misleading. The Dallas Cowboys ran the ball 8 of the first 13 plays on Sunday, and they got 3 points to show for it. Then they go and they throw it, only run it 4 of their next 13, and they score a touchdown. So if you're a play caller, you're stuck in this dynamic. I score points when I throw the football, and we need to score points. They do need to find more balance, especially when they're trailing. Now, I'm not panicking on the Dallas Cowboys. They're too good. They have too many tools in the toolkit. I believe the offensive line is the key. They have 5 good offensive linemen. They played Sunday for the first time since the first day of training camp. Merrill, you know this. Continuity, playing together, that nonverbal communication. They will get better. They'll be the reason, and Jason Witten, they punch it in the end zone and don't stall on their drives.
Last year, when they needed to stabilize a situation that was awry, where did they go to? They went to Deshard Choice, they went to their running backs, their stable of running backs, and they led them right back into a 500 ball club. That is what they will have to do. If you look at the Mecca of this team, the foundation, the strength of it, the greatest talent, where would you point? You would point into the backfield.
Yeah.
That is where the most dynamic players are.
Felix Jones, Marion Barber.
When you look at those three, they're the most dynamic players. Those are the players that can get you back on, and they've already done that. They've already showed this once when they did it last year. I would be shocked if you don't see that this Sunday. I was a little shocked you didn't see it this Sunday. We saw it early, but you erode from it. The Saints, when they get in trouble, what do?
Run the ball.
They go run the football. Yeah. You know, the Colts got in trouble, wanted to establish something.
Run the football.
Find balance.
Listen, over 2 games, Tony Romo's thrown it 98 times and just over 40 rushing attempts. And I'm sure Cowboy fans are saying, hey, we were 0-2 in '93, we won the Super Bowl. Emmitt Smith isn't walking through that door. And even
Troy
if he
Aikman's
did,
not out there.
I'm pretty sure Jason Garrett wouldn't call a running play, even if Emmitt Smith did walk through that door. We're just getting rolling here on NFL Primetime. The Cowboys not the only offense going nowhere. What is happening in Minnesota 1 year later? Plus, together, these two quarterbacks threw for over 920 yards. Yet the Matt Schaub-Donovan McNabb duel really came down to one really well-placed timeout. And now, with perhaps Kevin Cobb healthy and Michael Vick unbelievable, what does Andy Reid do?
What if I told you he wasn't the greatest? That a country would fail to protect its greatest natural resource? That sometimes it is a matter of life and death? That no one can outrun the truth? What if I told you he's the only true Cubs fan? That you could heal all wounds with a fight song? That the man no one could stop tragically was? What if I told you running a marathon is easy? 30 stories, 30 filmmakers, 30 years. ESPN's critically acclaimed 30 for 30.
All this month on ESPN America.
Marlon Briscoe broke down barriers in 1968 when he became the first black quarterback of the modern era with the AFL's Denver Broncos. He went down with an injury. Briscoe stepped in. He threw 14 touchdowns and over 1,500 yards in 11 games. After being released by Denver at the end of his rookie year, he played 8 more seasons in the NFL, including a 1970 Pro Bowl season with Buffalo and 2 Super Bowl championships with the 1972 and 73 Dolphins as a wide receiver. He never played quarterback again, but in just 11 games, Briscoe blazed the trail and made an impression that will last for generations to come.
Agile, mobile. Fitting description for a man whose first name means House of Spears. And Ndamukong Suh is a game changer. Number 90 finished his senior year at Nebraska with 85 tackles, 24 for loss, 12 sacks. The Detroit Lions rookie is the first defensive player to win the AP National Player of the Year award. In 2010, the Lions look for Superman to be a key fixture in their defensive front.
ESPN Films presents a look at the Yankees under control of the Steinbrenner family, the House of Steinbrenner. Another ESPN 30 for 30, Tuesday, 8 o'clock Eastern on ESPN. Primetime rolls on. The Dolphins up in Minnesota. The Vikes home opener after losing opening night to the Saints. Brett Favre walking in, and, well, second quarter, he's down 7-0, throwing that to Percy Harvin. Hot potato. Hot potato. It's juggled and picked up by Vontae Davis. Not all interceptions are on the quarterback, Trent.
And I'm glad we're pointing that out. Percy Harvin hasn't practiced, been sick, been injured. Your skills erode a little bit. Timing off causes you a big mistake.
Use your hands. Catch the ball with your hands.
Brett Favre said that. We're not gelling. Well, and the line wasn't gelling here. Amisi, gobble, gobble, touchdown.
Yeah, absolutely unacceptable. You got the tight end chipping away at the defensive end. Tackles in position, or should be, to block him. You got 2-on-1. He should never disrupt your quarterback.
Ever. 14-0 there. Later in the Favre going to the end zone looking for Jason Allen. Only problem is Jason Allen plays for the other team. Favre, 4 turnovers, 3 picks. Brett Favre, 2 interceptions at home all of last season. He had 3 on Sunday. Dolphins take over on their 1. Ricky, no! Ricky, you're not going to do that. So the Vikings basically get it right back, take over at the 1-yard line. And second and goal, factor back.
The freight train. Let me tell you this, he has earned every yard he has gotten this year so far.
That's the 73 minutes and 58 of game time between scores. I mean, that score in the second quarter of the Saints. And look at Adrian Peterson. I will not go down. I'm faster. I'm stronger. I'm more interesting. I cut better. I've got better hair all the way. Gain of 23. Peterson a buck 45. Either way, he still has better hair. And it's still like, woo! I can take on the high hurdles if you need me to. Very nicely done.
The guy has so much athleticism. He's the most violent runner in football. He gets extra yards. He complements his offensive line. He's just got to have more help from his offensive line.
That resulted in a field goal. So now with the game on the line, he falls down. It's 4 points, but he still gets all the way inside the 5-yard line.
He doesn't slip there. He probably scores.
Let's ride this train now. 2nd and goal. Peterson going to his right, turning forward. 3rd and goal. Well, listen. That's the one guy just gets stood up at the 2-yard line. So here it comes. 4th and goal. 2.5 absolutely
and unblocked
kills the running game.
Kills the running.
That's also true. Carlos Dansby and Vontae Davis stand up. The Dolphins win 14-10. It is an 0-2 start, Merrill, for Minnesota, and they are not scoring any points. 19 points now in the first 2 games of the season.
You know what? They got a lot of problems with their offensive line. You know, and when you look at that 4th and 1 play, what was very interesting is that you got guys up front that have to see things with one pair of eyes. Even though there's 5 guys, you got to get certain people accounted for that are in the box, guys that are on the line of scrimmage, and then those second-level guys that are linebackers. You have to get hats on them and block them. On a 4th and 1 play, if you're going to run downhill, you get these double teams right here, and then somebody has to come off and get the stack backers. Nobody is even remotely close to coming off and getting them. It looks like some guys think we're going to the out-physical runner in football. He is dynamic, he is powerful, but even that guy is going to struggle when you have 2 linebackers in the hole and a safety following up behind it.
Yeah, and I'll stick on that point. And you pointed this out last year studying the Vikings. The right side specifically of this offensive line is, I don't want to say hopeless, but they're not doing a very good job. They don't hold up in the run game or the pass. But what's funny is they keep calling runs to that side, and it makes no sense in those critical situations. So there's a lot of issues going on. The biggest one that shocks me, though, and the one that really gives me not a lot of hope for this team is Brett Favre, in his whole career, has been known for what? Passion. Energy, this infusion of
He's
excitement.
like a kid out there.
Yes, excitement into the football team. You tell me, the first 2 weeks of this season, have you seen that? I think it looks burdensome to him playing football right now.
Well, we talked about that when he came back. He always said before, I know I can still play. This year when he came back, what did he say? I owe it to the team. There's a difference between inner drive and an obligation, and perhaps 2 games into the season we're seeing that. 7 picks in 16 regular season games last year, 4 in 2 games so far for the Minnesota Vikings. So Brett, hang on to win 35-32. Okay, defensive coaches, secondary coaches, look away. Texans, Redskins. It was an aerial fest. Look at the play here. McNabb rolls right, comes back left. Chris Cooley, 22 yards and a touchdown. It's 27-10. It's in the second half. They're cruising, but the Redskins could not close. Bernard Pollard on a field goal attempt for Graham Gano, and it's the great Gazoo instead of Graham Gano. It's blocked. So the lead is still only a touchdown, kept him in the game.
So many players take that play off. It is such a critical play in football.
All right, still a 7-point game. Another chance, McNabb to the incomparable Joey I didn't know you could overthrow Joey Galloway. I mean, he's still got the speed, so that's another chance. Now, Andre Johnson hurting, temporarily left the game due to an ankle injury. But they're down by 7. Of course he's coming back. And Schaub looking for him. And it's a 29-yard gain right there. Ankle, my ankle's fine. Keep unbelievable.
You know what? This guy makes a quarterback look so good. When you can put it up like that.
4th and 10 right here.
4th and 10, and trust that he is going to come down with the football, and he did so many times in this game.
Yeah, Trent, what happened here?
Little double move, runs the dig and go, but look at, like Merrill says, the moment of truth. Right there. When the ball's in the air, he wants it more than the next guy. That's why he continues to make these plays. And look at Matt Schaub taking one in the chest.
Again, that tied it up at 27. We're going to overtime. In overtime, McNabb on a 3rd and 7. Now, keep in mind, in the previous drive of overtime, the Texans had gotten to the 35 and passed on a 52-yard field goal. Okay, so on 4th down, Mike Shannon says, let's try Gano again for a 52-yarder. He lines it up. There's the snap, and it's up, and it is good. But wait a minute. Mike Shanahan just got Shanahaned by his former assistant, Gary Kubiak. Calls timeout right before the kick. That was Shanahan's specialty. So Gano's got to go back there and do it again. And Well, usually mulligans are better. This one was not.
Not for kickers.
Not good. Wide right, pushed all the way. Game remains tied at 27. So the Texans get a reprieve. 3rd and 4 on their own 48, and Schaub to Jacoby Jones has become a really good receiver. You see him saying no catch on the Redskins sidelines. They reviewed it.
Yeah.
It was a catch.
Yeah, great job of getting your hands underneath the ball. Ball never touched the ground.
A great job by Jacoby to cradle that thing and finish the catch, which, as we all know, is kind of a big deal now. Next play, Schaub play fake. He threw for 497 yards. None more important than this 28 to tight end Joel Dreesen. So now they're really in field goal range. He's not going to pass on a 35-yarder. In comes Neil Rackers. Rack 'em through the uprights. McNabb disappointed. He should be. He threw for over 420 in a loss. Look at Kubiak. I'm not even watching. Just let me know one way or the other. Jacoby Texans 2-0, 30-27. Well, apparently the Steelers not only do not need Big Ben, they don't need any quarterbacks to play well. We'll take you through it. And thankfully for the Ravens and Bengals, the NFL does not award wins on the basis of artistic impression. It was a big hitting game.
Monday Night Football live on ESPN America kicks off with an NFC showdown. Drew Brees and the defending Super Bowl champion New Orleans Saints head west to battle Frank Gore and the San Francisco 49ers. Coverage starts tonight at 0100 CET with Monday NFL Countdown. Monday Night Football live on ESPN America, home of the NFL. Sports Center, weekdays at 0700 CET on ESPN America. College football lives here on ESPN America. Every Saturday, Chris Fowler and the gang get you ready for the matchups on ESPN's all-new 3-hour college game day. Then, catch live games from campuses across the U.S. Want even more college football action? We've got it all. Tons of bowl games, including every game in the Bowl Championship Series and the BCS National Championship game. Plus, weekdays, stay on top of the action with College Football Live. The biggest names, the biggest games every Saturday. College football lives here all season long, live on ESPN America.
Welcome back to Primetime. I'm Michelle Tafoya in San Francisco with this team report. Well, the 49ers certainly aren't talking like a team that was embarrassed 31-6 at Seattle last weekend. During a weekly TV interview, Mike Singletary was asked about stopping Drew Brees tonight, and he said, "We will not try to stop Drew Brees. We will stop Drew Brees." He went on to say, "We will not try to run the football against New Orleans. We will move the football against the Saints defense, and we will score." Even tight end Vernon Davis got in on the act, saying to reporters, "I strongly believe we're the better team going into this game." And Trey, when he was asked about Saints Pro Bowl safety Roman Harper, he said, "I don't think he can take me one-on-one, man-to-man."
Primetime rolls on. The Pittsburgh Steelers in Tennessee. How are they going to stop Vince Young and Chris Johnson, who was so explosive week one? Well, listen, their defense was unbelievable. Remember, Dennis Dixon got hurt in this game. So Troy Polamalu, I'll just take over. They got a kick return to start the game and a pick in the end zone for Polamalu and his flowing locks. Young says, my bad. Second quarter, Titans driving. BY, this time picked up by Lamar. Woodley dropping back in coverage and brought down by Chris Johnson, but Vince Young now intercepted again. Young not the only Titan struggling. Chris Johnson had a rough day. Literally, there was nowhere to run.
Well, tremendous discipline and great penetration, defining where Chris Johnson would go, taking away the point of attack and having three defenders on the backside not accounted for there to make the tackle.
There was just no place to get to. I mean, runs up the middle, but is hit hard. Johnson very slow to get up. 34 rushing yards. That's it. Breaks a streak of 12 consecutive 100-yard rushing games. Young dropping back to pass and dropped. Oh, my goodness. No flag thrown on this play. That was a Vince Young sandwich. Unbelievable.
That's why I'm up here not playing.
Late third quarter.
That might be a
This is a block attempt, sort of.
Wow.
No, ball comes out. There were 7 turnovers in the game, which was good because the Steelers only got 7 first downs in the win, 19-11. You can't say enough about the defense and the special teams. There was a big kick return to start the game for the Pittsburgh Steelers because they were without Ben Roethlisberger. They cut Byron Leftwich before the game. They since re-signed him. Dennis Dixon got hurt in this game. The only way the Steelers could win this game was if they brought it on defense. They brought it.
Oh, boy, did they bring it. You know, and Troy Polamalu is the most versatile defensive player in all of football. He's probably the league MVP and should be considered as that. With when you see what he can do during each and every Sunday, and how Dick LeBeau, the defensive coordinator, uses him and utilizes him. So many times you change jobs in the secondary, but they did it in the running game with Troy Polamalu. Here he is, switching spots with the linebacker to play side, and that leaves the linebacker free on the backside. Harrison checks Vince Young, and he's there to help make the tackle. Or he's play side and he makes the tackle. There is no other player that does this defensively. That is why he's the hardest guy to game plan for, because you never know where he's going to be and he'll never line up. And one other guy that is always forgotten in this defense with the ability to stop the run, Aaron Smith. If you looked at the last 20 years of football, there has never been a better defensive end. Does he have Hall of Fame stats? No, but he should be considered a Hall of Fame player based on how he has played the position.
I totally agree with you. And playing against these guys, when you play the Steelers defense, the Dick LeBeau defense, it's a total pain in the neck because your eyes always deceive you. It's always different post-snap than it is pre-snap. And what you see as a quarterback as you drop back is never what it ends up being. You look at the first interception. Bo Scaife running a route. Troy Polamalu. Vince Young thinks he's glued to Scaife. As the ball's released, Polamalu falls back into coverage and gets underneath the post. Now they have a blitz. Vince Young thinks he's hot. He thinks he's getting overload pressure, so he throws hot. But no, Lamar Woodley drops to where the hot throw's going to be. Interception. It is so hard to digest the post-snap information when you play a Dick LeBeau defense, and they are at their best when they're creating mind clutter for the quarterback and making him indecisive and hold the ball.
Well, that's certainly what they like to do. Now, go back to this comment about Aaron Smith. Bruce Smith was pretty good.
And I'm talking about how he plays the run.
Okay.
The way he plays the run.
Just want to make clarification.
Nobody has ever played the run like Aaron Smith has played the run. When you think about just raw football players, there is nobody to ever play that position like
And you got to understand the technique he plays.
And it's a little different.
When you hear that, you're like, well, hold on a minute.
It's a little different than how Bruce Smith played.
Yeah.
But because he doesn't have sacks, he will not even be considered, which is clearly a shame.
He's a great player.
Because
he's a great player.
Maybe one of the best defensive end against the run ever.
Just want a clarification. By the way, this was only the third 1911 score in NFL history. The Steelers won it, which makes perfect sense because 2 years ago they won the only 11-10 game in NFL history. In other words, take the Steelers in any odd-scoring scenario. How about Ed Reed? He plays some defense, but not yet because he's still on the PUP, physically unable to perform list. Ravens taking on the Bengals, and Carson Palmer nearly picked off by DeJuan Landry. Bengals took a field goal, 3-0 lead. Under 2 minutes to go in the half, Palmer for Chad, off the hands, and Zibikowski. See, Ed Reed makes those plays.
These are game-changing type plays. You can't miss out on those opportunities.
They trailed. The Ravens did 6-0 at the half. Joe Flacco has had better days. Actually, every day he's played in the NFL is better than this one. Picked off by Adam Jones, his first interception since December 17th, 2006, led to another field goal. Flacco over the middle, and three Bengals, what are you doing?
Forcing the ball to people instead of going through his progression and taking what a defense gives you.
That was Leon Hall, one of those people, his second interception of the game. And then Joe Flacco one more time. This time he's going to be picked off by Ndukwe, Chinedum Ndukwe, a career-high 4 picks. So that hurt the Ravens. Penalties also hurt the Ravens, although some of these. Now, Ray Lewis is called for tripping here. And he made contact, but he's rolling. guys?
I think it's a joke.
Really?
I'm with Ray Lewis. I'm with the Baltimore Ravens, not just because I played there. I think it's not right.
Okay, and now this one, Terrell Suggs trying to tackle Carson Palmer, and he's called for roughing the passer. I get it. We're trying to protect him.
But what else can he do? That's head in the chest. He doesn't know Carson Palmer's delivered the ball. Once again, a total joke.
You know, and Carson still has the ball in his hand, too.
Bengals win at 15-10. Please bleep out the lips of John Harbaugh. Bills, Packers, home opener at Lambeau Field for Green Bay. After a sluggish half, Packers up 13-7. Aaron Rodgers says we will be sluggish no more. Donald Driver, you betcha. Lambeau Leap is good. Pack touchdown since 2008. More than any quarterback.
Good athlete.
He's an athlete, not just a quarterback. And then, when it's 27-7, might as well go to James Jones for a 30-yard score. Rodgers 255 yards passing. He had a good day. Clay Matthews may be playing better defense than anybody right now.
Oof. Well, if it wasn't for Troy Polamalu, I'd say yes. But this guy right here, I am telling you, he makes some noise each and every Sunday. You better start accounting for him.
He's got 3 sacks in each of his first 2 games. And the good news for Trent Edwards, he won't have to deal with this next week. Not that they're playing the Packers again, but he won't be playing. Ryan Fitzpatrick will be starting for Buffalo. The Packers in cruise control, 34-7. Bucks, Panthers. Josh Freeman getting things done. Played well at the end of his rookie year, Trent, and it continues into his sophomore season.
He's growing up a lot. I really like how Josh Freeman's playing. I like how he has that locker room, too. This football team believes in him, and Josh Freeman's greatest gift, he makes big plays when they need him the most.
That was a 3rd and 11. Got the first. They would score on the next play, and then rolling right. He's a big guy, tough to bring down, sort of Roethlisberger-esque there, and makes a great throw to Kellen Winslow.
When I was evaluating coming out of college, that's the person I compare it to is Ben Roethlisberger. A little raw, but has all the tools to be a great player.
Well, you're welcome for that setup then. Mike Williams also coming in to be a good receiver. Another touchdown. Freeman 12 of 24 and 2 touchdowns. And the Bucks defense looks like the Bucks defense again here. 3rd and 11. Matt Moore, no. Tim Crowder, and then he loses the football. The Bucks would recover. And then later in the 4th, Jimmy Clausen comes in. They're stuffed on 4th and goal here. Clausen will start at quarterback next week for Carolina. Bucks are 2-0. Meanwhile, in Atlanta, you lose your top 2 running backs. It's sort of like Pittsburgh losing quarterbacks. It's not really a problem. At least it wasn't when they played Arizona. And it was pretty simple. San Diego, Jacksonville, last one to turn over, didn't win. And one team turned it over a lot more than the other.
Monday Night Football live on ESPN America kicks off with an NFC showdown. Drew Brees and the defending Super Bowl champion New Orleans Saints head west to battle Frank Gore and the San Francisco 49ers. Coverage starts tonight at 0100 CET with Monday NFL Countdown. Monday Night Football live on ESPN America, home of the NFL.
Welcome to the show. 2,430 games, more than 5,000 home runs, close to 3,000 stolen bases, and 22,419 runs. Over 2,500 grounds crew cleanings, 162 of them dancing involved. Taking us to 73 million cheers and counting. In the end, it all sums up to one.
MLB, all season long on ESPN America.
The Cardinals' Larry Fitzgerald possesses an enviable combination of size, speed, and leaping ability. He is the prototypical wide receiver that every NFL team is looking for.
To the house, Larry Fitzgerald!
The perennial Pro Bowler can sprint past or out-jump any defender. In Fitzgerald's first 6 seasons, he caught 95 passes or more 4 times and scored 59 touchdowns.
When it comes comes to all things MLB, only one show keeps you in the know. Your favorite personalities bring you all the hits, all the catches, all the features, and all the latest news. Catch baseball tonight, all season long on ESPN America.
Falcons. Now that's Jason Snelling watching Michael Turner get worked on because, well, he had a groin injury.
Good. I'm going to give you a little playing time.
Jarius Norwood also got hurt, so Jason Snelling out of Virginia comes in on a third down play. It's a hot read, and it's the right read for everybody, Trent.
Look at Matt Ryan's eyes.
Look at him.
Those are the weakness of his pass protection, where the hot throw can be. Gets in position to throw. Great job by Snelling being ready with quick eyes to receive the ball.
17-7 Atlanta. Later, 1st and 10, Snelling. Wahoo pride. He would later score. Falcons go up 24-7. Fourth quarter, it's 34-7. Snelling finds a hole, and he's rumbling for 30 yards.
That's what you call a seal.
And a
right
seal
here,
in an alley.
and a cave over here, and in a canyon to get into.
41-7, 3 touchdowns for Snelling. By the way, a long run for Tim Hightower in this game, now 380 yards for Arizona. All right, Seahawks, Broncos. Kyle Orton, the Broncos looking for their first win in their home opener. Oh, it's no Sean Marino. No, it's Kyle Orton. It's trickeration to Eddie Royal. And Eddie Royal puts on the Jets and, oh, down at the 1-yard line. Great play design here.
You got to have bells and whistles in today's football. You show flow one way with the toss, creativity, because you toss the ball. Now you can throw it back to your quarterback, bring a crosser underneath, flip the field, get on there and punch it in.
Led to a touchdown. Broncos cruising 17-0 at the half. Fourth quarter, Orton to Demaryius Thomas, the rookie. He was 25 of 35. Kyle was for over 300 yards. Broncos win 31-14. You know, it would be safe to say and accurate that I just dropped this shot sheet for the Jags and Chargers game because everybody was dropping everything in this game. Ryan Matthews gets dropped here, would leave the game with an ankle injury, would be carted off. And then the turnovers just came in bunches. What was that, Trent? 4 of the Jaguars' first drives?
4 of the first 5 possessions, turnovers, 3 of the first 5 interceptions. Unacceptable. You have zero chance of winning on the road doing that.
Antoine Cason had 2 picks. Chargers forced 6. Phillip Rivers also threw a couple. Yeah.
0-6.
Antonio Gates with a touchdown.
Guy that
you have to cover him.
You got to have a priority. And
you know what else doesn't make sense? That one doesn't make sense either. Rivers with more than one. 38-13. We said, how about the Bucks 2-0? How about your 2-0 Kansas City Chiefs? Seneca Wallace starting for injured Jake Delhomme, and when all else fails, go to Joshua Cribbs. You mentioned fantasy points.
Those are big.
Well, he's on my fantasy.
On your bench.
Yeah, sitting on my bench. That's a lot of points. Nowhere to be found for me, Trent.
Eric Berry's going to be a great player, but this is back-to-back weeks. He has got tricked in coverage. This is how they hit the home run over the top. He will learn from this, though. That's his history at Tennessee. Eric Berry will fix this mistake, not let it happen again.
Did I mention Chris was on my bench?
Yes, I mentioned it, actually.
Okay. Well,
most people would not have him on their bench.
Well, we can go into that later. Meanwhile, Seneca Wallace is picked off by Brandon Flowers, jumps the route, and it's a touchdown. Flowers' 2nd career touchdown. Fourth quarter, Browns on 16-14 over 3 minutes ago. Seneca Wallace, the pocket collapse, and Seneca collapses. The Chiefs are 2-0. The final score, 16-14. When we continue, prime time performers for week 2. So many options, only 3 can win.
Jumped over the lazy dog.
Good. I'll take those off. And let's try it again.
The quick brown fox jumped over the lazy dog. That's amazing.
I told you.
You're good. The quick brown fox jumped over the
Sports Center, weekdays at 0700 CET on ESPN America.
I've made a lot of mistakes in my life. I've closed that book, and I'm not looking back at it.
This game has been about our team.
Pulling that ball in is Hines Ward. Steelers show blitz. He's going to be hit, and the ball is loose.
ESPN America is your source for all the latest in sports news. Whether you want to keep up to date with expert analysis of players and teams,
They're not that good.
This makes no sense.
Or you just want to be entertained by your favorite personalities.
Don't you like having fun, Mariotti?
That's absurd. And with new shows like Sports Nation, Jim Rome, and MMA Live, you'll always be in the know.
Weird web stories.
ESPN America, the home of American sports.
This is beyond stupid.
I want to explain something to people out there who think that because they've seen Tony the Tiger on the Frosted Flakes box, that's how tigers live in the wild. This is a wild animal, and I emphasize wild animal. See, Ralphie the buffalo isn't going to kill people. He's going to graze on the field. Bevo the longhorn isn't going up in the stands. A live tiger is a threat to kill people.
Don't miss the Emmy Award-winning PTI, weekdays on ESPN America.
Prime time performers. Trent, please.
Matt Schaub, 497 yards, 38 completions, but more important, 2 huge wins to start the season, exercising some pass demons.
Sorry, he was 3 yards shy of 500. Then it made sense.
We'll go Troy Polamalu. He's impacted the passing game, the running game. And did they say they're out of a quarterback right now?
I think this might be the right answer.
That could be
Maybe
the right
he plays
answer.
quarterback next week.
I'm going with the guys going on the bench next week. His first start since 2006. Listen, Andy Reid says it's a beautiful situation. Maybe so, but Vic certainly played beautifully in the win over the Lions. So Vic's going back to the bench, guys.
We ain't going to stay there. They'll have packages for him. He'll be on a football field.
Yeah.
He'll be on the field.
It's tough to make that work, too, like you mentioned. That's a
I
tough
hate it.
formula to
I
make
hate
it
it from
work.
that perspective. But
For everybody on the Eagles' sake, here's hoping it works out, because if it goes south quickly in Jacksonville, well, it could get ugly in a hurry. Hey, thanks for watching NFL Prime.
6 points was given off of BS. And it's embarrassing.
This is